Liberalism. Its role is the advocate of individual freedom and equality. Its attributes are freedom, equality, progress, democracy. Its main symbols are Liberty Bell, Open Book, Torch. Liberalism is a political ideology that emphasizes individual freedom, equality, and the protection of civil liberties. It advocates for a democratic government, free markets, and the rule of law. Liberalism seeks to balance the needs of individual rights with the need for social justice. In a small country transitioning from dictatorship to democracy, liberal reformers push for a constitution that guarantees free speech, free press, and equal rights for all citizens. Their efforts lead to the establishment of democratic institutions and a society where individuals can freely express their ideas and pursue their goals, highlighting the transformative power of liberal principles. Conservatism. Its role is the defender of tradition and social order. Its attributes are tradition, stability, hierarchy, prudence. Its main symbols are oak tree, shield, family crest. Conservatism is a political ideology that values tradition, social stability, and continuity. It emphasizes the importance of maintaining established institutions, cultural heritage, and social hierarchy. Conservatives advocate for gradual change rather than radical reform. In a rapidly modernizing society, conservative leaders work to preserve the country's cultural traditions and institutions. They introduce policies that protect historical landmarks, promote family values, and support local businesses, ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of cultural identity and social cohesion. Socialism. Its role is the champion of social equality and collective ownership. Its attributes are equality, community, social justice, public ownership. Its main symbols are red flag, fist, gear. Socialism is a political ideology that advocates for social equality and public ownership of the means of production. It seeks to reduce economic disparities by redistributing wealth and providing universal access to essential services like healthcare and education. In a nation plagued by extreme wealth inequality, a socialist movement rises to power, implementing policies that nationalize major industries and redistribute land to the poor. The government provides free healthcare and education, significantly improving the quality of life for the working class and fostering a sense of collective well-being. Communism. Its role is the advocate for classless society and common ownership. Its attributes are classlessness, collective ownership, revolutionary change. Its main symbols are hammer and sickle, red star, factory. Communism is a radical political ideology that seeks to establish a classless, stateless society through the common ownership of all property and resources. It aims to abolish private property and the capitalist system, advocating for a revolutionary overthrow of the existing social order. A group of revolutionary leaders, inspired by communist ideals, leads a successful uprising against a capitalist regime. They establish a new government that abolishes private property and redistributes resources to the people. Over time, the society transforms into a collective where everyone works for the common good, eliminating class distinctions and economic exploitation. Fascism. Its role is the proponent of authoritarian nationalism and totalitarianism. Its attributes are authoritarianism, nationalism, militarism, total control. Its main symbols are fasces, iron cross, eagle. Fascism is a far-right political ideology characterized by authoritarian nationalism, strong central leadership, and the suppression of political dissent. It promotes the idea of a unified national community and often employs militaristic and xenophobic rhetoric. A charismatic leader rises to power in a time of economic and social turmoil, promising to restore national pride and order. He consolidates power by eliminating political opposition and enforces strict control over all aspects of life. The society becomes highly militarized, with a strong emphasis on loyalty to the state and the leader, illustrating the oppressive nature of fascism. Anarchism. Its role is the advocate for stateless society and voluntary cooperation. Its attributes are freedom, anti-authoritarianism, voluntary cooperation, direct action. Its main symbols are black flag, circle A, anarchy symbol. Anarchism is a political ideology that opposes all forms of hierarchical authority and advocates for a stateless society based on voluntary cooperation and mutual aid. Anarchists believe that people can organize themselves without centralized government control. In a region where government corruption and oppression have reached unbearable levels, a group of anarchists establish a self-sustained community. They organize themselves through direct democracy and mutual aid, creating a society where people work cooperatively without the need for coercive institutions, demonstrating the feasibility of anarchist principles. Libertarianism. Its role is the defender of individual liberty and minimal government. Its attributes are personal freedom, limited government, free markets, non-intervention. Its main symbols are Statue of Liberty, porcupine, key. Libertarianism is a political ideology that emphasizes individual liberty, free markets, and minimal government intervention in people's lives. Libertarians advocate for the protection of personal freedoms and private property, believing that individuals should be free to pursue their own interests as long as they do not harm others. A libertarian politician campaigns on a platform of reducing taxes and government regulations. Once elected, she enacts policies that shrink the size of government and deregulate industries, allowing entrepreneurs to innovate and prosper. Citizens experience increased personal freedoms and economic growth, illustrating the benefits of a libertarian approach. Environmentalism. Its role is the advocate for ecological protection and sustainability. Its attributes are sustainability, conservation, environmental justice, green technology. Its main symbols are green leaf, earth, recycle symbol. Environmentalism is a political ideology focused on protecting the natural environment and promoting sustainable practices. Environmentalists advocate for policies that reduce pollution, conserve natural resources, and address climate change. They often emphasize the interconnectedness of human and ecological well-being. In response to widespread environmental degradation, a coalition of environmentalists successfully campaigns for the creation of a national park system. They implement policies that protect endangered species and promote renewable energy sources, ensuring that natural habitats are preserved for future generations while also addressing climate change. Feminism. Its role is the advocate for gender equality and women's rights. Its attributes are equality, empowerment, social justice, inclusivity. Its main symbols are Venus symbol, raised fist, purple ribbon. Feminism is a political ideology that seeks to achieve gender equality and empower women. Feminists advocate for equal rights, opportunities, and treatment for all genders. They challenge systemic sexism and promote social, political, and economic reforms to eliminate gender-based discrimination. A feminist activist leads a grassroots movement to secure equal pay for women in the workforce. Through protests, lobbying, and public awareness campaigns, they successfully passed legislation that mandates equal pay for equal work, significantly reducing the gender wage gap and advancing the cause of gender equality. Social democracy. Its role is the advocate for social welfare and democratic governance. Its attributes are social welfare, economic justice, democratic institutions, mixed economy. Its main symbols are rose, balance scales, welfare state. Social democracy is a political ideology that combines democratic governance with social welfare policies. It advocates for a mixed economy where both the state and private sector play roles in providing economic security and social services. Social democrats seek to balance individual freedoms with social justice. A social democratic government implements universal health care and free education, funded by progressive taxation. These policies significantly reduce poverty and inequality, creating a more equitable society where all citizens have access to essential services and opportunities, showcasing the effectiveness of social democratic principles.